Alrighty, we are live on LinkedIn and Facebook. Thank you guys for joining us on this Friday. Again, my name is Matt Solomon. I'm Vice President of Business Development at Kaseya. We're really excited to bring this panel together today. I think we've got a really important topic around business continuity and disaster recovery. I think it's one of the really opportune times, obviously, to have this conversation. It's one of those unique times where any business has to be talking about business continuity now. Nobody can say that this can't affect them finally, really, for MSPs. So I'll let my co-host introduce himself, and we've got Adam Schwam, an MSP out of Long Island, joining us from Sandwire Managed IT, and Alex.courson from Unitrend's MSPs. Dan, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Dan Tomaszewski, Vice President of Channel Success and Powered Services with Kaseya. Really excited to have everybody here today. Matt and I have, for the last couple of weeks, have been bringing people in, talking about the topics that are real right now. We understand there's a lot of different things going on, a lot of different moving pieces. So we're trying to stay in touch. We're trying to keep within with the community, answer questions, and we do have a rock star lineup today. So let's get right into it, Matt.
Yeah, and Alex, well, I'll let you guys do your little introductions as well. Alex, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, thanks.
All right, we think Alex may be having some streaming issues down there in Miami. So Adam, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
All right, I'm Adam Schwam. I'm an MSP from Long Island. Thank you for calling me a rock star. I appreciate that. I do not play in the Kaseya band, single pane of glass, but my friends are playing in it. I'm sitting here in the 15 miles from the epicenter of what's going on. So I'm in the heart of it. And believe it or not, this is actually a nice break from what's going on.
Excellent. Well, we certainly appreciate you joining us here today. So again, kind of starting off really, Alex, what proactive message can MSPs be sending to their customers right now around, BCDR?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, cool. So, I think it's really important that the proactive message actually be one of a lot of empathy right now. MSPs reaching out to their end users to honestly let them know that they're in it with them, and that the content.
All right, we may be losing her. So Dan, you want to kind of fill in a little bit on some kind of the proactive messages?
Yeah, some of the things that, what she was getting into is that you have to be in a time like empathy. She's saying you can't just be going out there with a typical sales approach or a typical marketing that you were doing, 4 weeks ago. Times are changing. You have to change your messaging. You have to look at what's going on in the industry, and you have to be able to really be able to speak to it, with passion, but also, understanding that businesses are going through a difficult time. So it's the education piece and coming at it, just in a little bit more, like you said, with more empathy. Adam, let's go to you on this question. You're an MSP, what type of message are you sending to your customers right now with what's going on?
I'm actually sending a handful of them. First off, it's, that term that we're using for the past 4 years, unprecedented. Everyone is going remote, okay? And that means everyone has to be patient and understand specifically here that you're using now your home machines to get into either the cloud or your office machines. Things are much different, and you have to, you have to get across that this is just a difficult time and things are changing rapidly. And most important, you just have to, as IT guys, I'm telling my guys, psychology first, technology second. And that's how you got to handle that word empathy. It's really the way to go.
Oh, it's great information.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we'll try going to Alex one more time. If we have to drop you, we will. But
I've been kicked out of nicer places.
Yeah. So obviously being, around, business development for Unitrend's MSP and spanning, so really having a pulse on the backup business for MSPs. I mean, what should MSPs be saying about business continuity right now?
It's not even about them saying anything about business continuity. It's showing them and putting their money behind, or their actions behind what they should be saying, and showing people what they have in place, showing people that they're not going to lag, that they can still be backing all of their systems up, that the continuity is coming through. But to Adam's point, before my system kicks me off here, but to Adam's point, with everybody working from home and using home computers and things of that nature, you've got people sitting at their houses with their work computers, and they've got their kids jumping on ABC Mouse on their work computers, and they're helping, and they're going back and forth, and they're not really thinking of security. So now we're in this whole new realm of this almost BYOD, bring your own device scenario, and we need to be backing things up from a device level, going direct to cloud. We need to be backing up from your SaaS level. We need to make sure that as an MSP, you're communicative to that point to your end users, because people aren't thinking in those terms. They're just thinking, we're all stuck at the house and my kid wants to get on ABC Mouse, and meanwhile I'm multitasking, and oh God, the dog's barking, and they're trying to get everything coordinated. And the last thing that they're thinking about is losing all their data and having accidental security breaches. So that's the message that MSPs need to be at least saying, hey, we're being proactive about this.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I was going to add one thing. I was talking to an MSP yesterday, and he had a customer laptop. Everyone's obviously working from home right now. Said his kid spilled coffee on the computer. I mean, and it's one of those things that he never brought his computer home. It was one of those things he always worked. They weren't really a remote workforce, but the MSP was dealing with different issues now where, an email was deleted. So like, having a spanning, in place where you can go back and you can restore email and do different things, and the ability to restore a laptop on another computer and get it to them. I mean, these things are happening in real time right now, because we have people that never worked from home working from home now, and the need for business continuity is the highest it's probably ever been.
Yeah.
I'll give you some good
Okay.
examples.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
So a lot of people still work on their desktops at their office, and they're just not supposed to. Things are supposed to be redirected to the server, but small companies are different. They just don't follow protocol. One owner needs this, another owner needs that. They have to do it this way. And all of a sudden, that computer at the office is now off. Okay. Now, how are you going to access that data? It's off. You can't you can't even get there to turn it on, even when you're using different products, even remotely turning that on. We've had a power hiccup at a couple of places and workstations turned off. Now, what you end up doing is you're going to their backup of that particular workstation to get them the file that they need because it was stored locally. There's a lot of that going on, a lot of it. I mean, We've got 1, 2, 3, almost 4 restores that way. And to your point about keyboards on laptops, coffee. So we bought a bunch of extra laptops, and we're really, we're an essential business, but we're dropping laptops off at people's houses on the porch because of coffee or a dropped laptop, or someone actually had someone on a laptop and they closed it and cracked the screen, just because there's so much of this stuff going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many layers to business continuity as well. I mean, you kind of think of like these really broad things, but even, Alex, as you're kind of experiencing some streaming issues, which is a problem that everybody could eventually have, right? But that's part of business continuity as well. I mean, I kind of thought about this ahead of time, and I reached out to Comcast, and I like doubled my like speed on Comcast, because I was like, the second everybody starts going back, to do all this stuff, this is going to put a real strain on streaming and whatnot. So that's all part of that continuity as well.
We have a scenario about that. I'm sorry. We have a scenario about that. What happens if you lose your internet at home? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's happened already here, specifically on Long Island, because there's just a lot of real challenges. Plus, we had windstorms all at the same time. We're letting everyone know how to use their cell phones to be able to share it as a hotspot. So if you have
Yep.
an issue when it's down, you're using it for your laptop, but at the same time, not just for your laptop, for your, and this is continuity too, for your television, your Fire Stick, your Roku, have it look to your phone for that hotspot. And you have T-Mobile and some other devices that have unlimited bandwidth, and they
Yep.
realize they have four phones. They have four phones in that house. You got your kids home too. You have enough bandwidth. You have backup. Just got to know how to use it.
Yeah, Greg Walters, who's listening in, he actually just mentioned he had the same topic as a session with 100 copier salespeople. So yeah, definitely something that people are talking about right now. So we've got about 30 live viewers. So for the people who are joining us live, please, well, thank you, one, for joining us. But then also, if you have any questions, you can send them in, and we'll do our best to try to answer them live on the stream, but certainly afterwards if not. So Alex, kind of next topic, what's the messaging around disaster recovery?
Got it. So this is, I mean, I'm saying this tongue in cheek, but it's a real issue right now, right? Because we've had hackers that have literally gone out and made news saying that they just, they're going to hack and it's going to be even worse because they have more opportunity because security is down. But don't worry, they're not going to go after the hospitals, right? So it's like, gee, thanks for not going after the hospitals.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's totally true that these hackers are not some guy in your mom's basement. We go around the country talking about these people, that these are large organizations that are dealing in cybercrime. And so now disaster recovery as a service, MSPs at the moment, I know this is like a scary time, but Adam, you tell me, because I think that it's a huge opportunity for MSPs, because now they're having to pivot and train these people to understand that they need you and the other MSPs out there to be the disaster recovery. Yeah, I mean, that you guys have to be the heroes coming through and bringing things back and not allowing ransoms to be paid and not allowing, all of the data to be gone. So
sure. You're talking about now people are getting this on their screen, comes up on their home machine. Why? Because they are totally not protected on their home machines right now, and they're using them. By the way, this is not a funny sight.
Kind of is.
But all kidding aside, that is true. Okay, right now I hate to say this, but this is an opportunity not just for MSPs, but for businesses right now to work on that, because there is this pause. What they're saying is this pause, and you get to actually step back, organize your business, organize your clients. Right now, when you think of products, let's say like Auth Anvil. Okay, so you got to do your authentication. You got to do the two-step process. Okay, these are things that are needed right now. VPNs, your firewalls need to be up to date right now. Antivirus needs to be up to date right now. As a matter of fact, as I was saying before, you're not just supporting their offices at the office. Now you're supporting their computers at home. There's a whole new, and you said it before, Matt, the layers. I call it the onion. Okay, and that's right now. And at home, you have so many different layers to this onion. And you know what? By the time you get to their home machine, it's smelly at the center. Okay,
Yep.
and that's really where you really need to be able to work that. And we're launching WebRoot. We had to actually, we had to get more Kaseya licenses. Why? Because now all of a sudden you're having to control these home machines too and making their all up to date. Because realistically, a lot of people still didn't do their Windows 10 at home. They did it at the office. They didn't do it at home. And all of a sudden, people are like, oh my God, now I'm doing this at home, and now I'm working on products at home. I can't get in remote. So my laptop getting backed up, and my Excel files that I'm working on getting backed up, and my Word files, everything on my desktop getting backed up. And this is a whole other level of just frustration and fear.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, I got a question for you. Is we see with a lot of MSPs right now, MSPs preach disaster recovery plans, plans of action that businesses are taking part in. I mean, I know you and your team are always prepared, but I mean, for MSPs out there, I mean, if you went into a business that didn't have one, isn't this the right time to be creating that policy, that procedure, what you're doing, the things that are taking place, and making sure that it's in place moving forward? Because I've been talking to a lot of MSPs that are like, I preach this to my customer. They didn't actually take it serious, but now all of a sudden they're like, we need this. We need to get this in place.
Okay, so since MSPs are on the wire or are on the line over here, like I said, opportunity, I'm going to talk about other things which are related to this. So right now, there's a cash crunch, or people feel there's going to be a cash crunch. It's a real big problem. So how do you let's say angle it that right now you got to spend more? Okay, it's a scary thing. It's a real scary thing. And then again, a lot of the smaller companies that use this product are always behind on their bills anyway. Historically, people pay their bills in December. It's the end of the year. They want to spend money, and January, February, and March low receivables because they've already spent their money at the end of the year. And usually in April, you start getting that hit, okay, of the money. Now you're not going to be getting that money, okay, and that's a problem. It is. It's a real problem. And now you're going to be laying out for product. Okay.
Yep.
So what MSPs need to do is, first off, you have to talk to your clients. Okay. And you got to be really proactive about what to say beforehand. And it's an opportunity, but it's an opportunity to get them up to speed where they need to be regardless. And the way to open that up is, and you're going to see this rolling out probably from your bosses, is that we're going to have to figure out how to put a caring program in place. And you want to be a resource of information first. The first thing you go in is, how do you get that money? We're going to know this afternoon what money is available and how you get that money. So if you're the person in front of telling them how to get their money, giving them the forms, giving them the links, giving them the advice, MSP should know, because we're going to need to be paid first. We need that. How to get that money. You do that first, then you edge in. You're going to get that money. And this is what you need to do to protect that. And that's really, if you're going to talk about an angle, it's an opportunity. It's something they have to do. No one's going to want to pay that money right now, especially right around here, because it's insane. My angle has been go in there first, know about the SBA programs, know about the stimulus, go right in there, talk about that, send the links. And I hate to say this, oh, by the way, we need to do this, this, and this too, because now people are doing online banking at home. Okay, security is even crazier because you have people that are closing on loans and properties. That just doesn't stop. Those money doesn't stop. They're doing those security things at home. Even notarization, when you have to get things notarized, they're even doing electronic notarization now. If you don't have backup or the appropriate security, you're screwed.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for those just joining us, we've got a panel here. We're talking BCDR in this, no COVID environment. We've got Alex.Courson from Unitrend's MSP in Spanning, and Adam Schwam, an MSP owner out of Long Island, along with Dan and myself. Again, we appreciate everybody joining us. Actually, Alex brought up a point around threats around disaster recovery. I know we didn't have this queued up, Dan, but I'm going to share my screen really quickly. This is a powered services document, Dan. This has to do with the COVID-19 phishing scams. So, if you could just kind of talk a little bit through that. Is that working? I don't know if that's working right. Can you see the screen, Dan?
Yeah, we can see the screen. Yep.
Yeah. Can you just kind of walk everybody what's been going on as far as like a threat to that MSPs are seeing here?
Yeah, so there's a lot of phishing emails going out right now. I mean, and MSPs are reporting it. We're actually getting ready to put out another updated one with about 10 more different versions that are coming out. You see people copying, CDC dot or -gov.org, and then putting in real links, that look like they're going to the CDC, but then takes them to like an Outlook site to review the results, and they're looking to get your information. There's workplace policy phishing emails coming in where it's saying, hey, look, we're taking safety precautions by instituting this new disease management policy inside the company. Click this link, read about it. They're clicking it, malware infecting their computers. Same thing, medical advice, we got to document measures of, how to stop the spreading of the virus. This measure can save you. They click the link, and again, it's ransomware, and it's those different things that you're seeing. So it's just, there's a lot of different things that people are throwing at every user right now. So it's very important that you're backing up your machines. You have a good layer of security in place. Like Adam was saying, you need the onions. You need to have all those different things in place because it's, hackers take advantage of times like this. And we are all looking at our phones. We're all watching the news. We're all seeing the stuff come in. So we see something coming about a new measure or a new policy, our app is to just click on it. Well, that's what's hurting different businesses and different organizations right now. So you really have to be educating at the same time.
And they're
Absolutely.
doing it on home machines that don't have security policies in place, that don't have domain policies in place. At least these workstation machines at the office, you have some type of policy. You click on it, you're not a local admin, can't install it. Okay. Now you're at home. Okay. You see that, what's talking about how to get in front of the virus is the virus itself.
And
Absolutely.
Dan, to your point, honestly, it's it's the worst happens after the hit, right? So historically, we've already seen that 25% of the people that actually have some sort of a ransomware hit or a hack or their data has been taken, they don't get that back, even if they pay a ransom, even if they try to do all of the steps that it is required afterwards. So now you've got people that are making less money, that are bringing in less revenue. They're trying to plan ahead. They're trying to just keep their employees going. So a data loss now, I mean, honestly, I can't even think about it, because I don't know what that would mean to the current small businesses. I think they'd be done.
Yep.
And 19 times out of 20, you don't get that data back, even when you deal with them. Then they're going to say they want a little more, and you give them a little more, and they still don't get it back.
Absolutely. So we've gotten a couple comments. Brad Britton said, "That mask," with a laughing emoji. So I think he appreciated your mask, Adam. Jay Horowitz said, "Good stuff, Adam. Workstation power off. For our clients, we standardize on Dell Precision or OptiPlex workstation, and standard deploy is to enable auto power on at 6 a.m. If user inadvertently powers off their machine, they have been restarting at 6 a.m. or configure WOL, and they can be configured.
You can use cassette. You can use cassette. That's Wake on LAN.
Okay. And then this can be configured via Windows and Dell commands, what they said.
Yep. They also have the Intel V platform that you can work just the BIOS through, because even when things hiccup, a lot of these machines do not have little UPSs on them. They come up, and next thing you know, they're at an F1 prompt. Hit something to continue. Okay, where you really need the V technology, Intel V technology, to be able to do that. By the way, if you use Kaseya, this is not a pitch for them. You can turn your machine on remotely if it does have Wake on LAN on the network, and you can also get to the firmware, or not the firmware, you can get to the BIOS level if you have everything enabled properly. And now is the time where those remote tools are really, really, really important. And just because machines are supposed to be set to power on doesn't mean they're going to work.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually just had that conversation with one of our sales engineers over on the Unitrend side, because we came out with the direct-to-cloud product, and those people that are powering it off, and then there were the road warriors, and they're all remote and everything. They've actually developed more of a prioritization level of what's important to be backed up, as opposed to one fell swoop. So it's actually working out to benefit all of the remote workers now, because if they do accidentally turn something off and the mask is back, then they're good.
This has got to be by far our most wildest episode. So,
kind of looking forward a little bit, Alex, what are MSPs looking to do moving forward from a backup perspective?
So what MSPs need, it's not so much what they're looking to do moving forward. I think because this is a new normal, and this is something that nobody foresaw, I think it's more putting policies and procedures in place for testing, because they're really only as good as their last test. And it's, again, full circle back to the very beginning of the conversation, when it's communicating that empathy and communicating the new policies and communicating the new procedures to their end users. I think that's probably going to be the most important thing, and to let them know that from a testing perspective, it's not just a screen coming up that you think everything's going to work. It's not just making sure that that you think everything's protected from hackers and ransomware, and I mean, these guys are super smart. Like, to Adam's point, they can hack through somebody's firewall. They know the same thing that our guys know, right? So it's understanding that you have the right tests in place, and that you're testing on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis, and you're prioritizing what data is being sent up to the cloud right away. And it's the whole package, as opposed to just kind of set it and forget it. We can't do that anymore. So,
and I can tell you this too, clients are at home. Remember we talked about psychology first, technology second, right? They are using their laptops and things are slower, right? And no joke, if they don't back it up, you're going to find people literally taking this hammer and just smashing, seriously, smashing their laptop. They're home with their families. They're home with their kids. It's insane out there. It really, really, really is.
Do you guys ever have other people with props on these videos?
No, he's the first.
No, it's the first prop guy. But I'm going to be going on Amazon after this, so
Yeah.
got some ideas.
Oh, then I got the best prop for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to know what life is like without disaster recovery? Ask the Magic 8-Ball. Okay. Because it's potluck what you're going to get. Are you backed up?
There you go. There you go. Good stuff.
Right,
Can't predict now.
Yeah.
It's important though, Alex, you brought up a point that I think is something we're talking to MSPs about and different coaching calls and different things that we're seeing is we all preach it when we do a sale as an MSP. Look, we're going to back your data up. We're going to test it. We're going to make sure when something happens, we can do it. And there's MSPs that do that on a regular basis. They're testing the backups. They're spinning them up. They're trying them and they're doing them. And there's MSPs that aren't. And I think it's really important. And we're all learning things at this point with what's happened. But it's important. If you're an MSP out there and you're telling your customers you're backing their data up, take those necessary steps, put in procedures, try them, spin them up, make sure the stuff is there, make sure it's functioning. Because when events like this happen, you want to make sure that you are, the go-to expert and that things do go as planned.
Yeah.
And by the way, very important. So, generally backup is included in your package. Okay. I mean, that's the way we do it. We try to offer that one package. Okay. But you have to remember also, and this is to your point, Dan, it does have to be tested. When you figure out what the cost of backup is, and one of the things that I do with my clients is let them know that one type of backup is not always the way to do it. There's many different levels, let's just say, or the onion. Okay. I give clients the opportunity sometimes to give them choices. We can test this and we can test this and we can test this. But sometimes doing a restore of a complete VM and bringing it online is time consuming. It really is, okay, to be able to test that with the clients. And you can give them that opportunity. Level 1, level 2, level 3. We're going to bring you down on Saturday night. We're going to bring up the other system. It's going to take 2 hours. Realistically, it takes 2 hours of a senior engineer's time. Okay, this is not a lower level person. Give them that opportunity. It is an opportunity to be able to test that and not to be able to charge for it, but to put it into your service fees to understand that it's an opportunity to give clients an option. You want to be here, you want to be here, you want to be here.
Absolutely.
Right. And not to sound all sales pitchy, I'm really trying not to be opportunistic, but he brings up a good point where Unitrends specifically, I don't know about the other ones just because I don't know about those offerings, and they may have something as well, but they will do testing for the MSPs and with the MSPs as well. So just kind of build that in when you're making those plans. If you're using a vendor that offers testing so that you don't have to do it all manually by yourself, just keep that in mind. But absolutely, to Adam's point, you should be charging for that. charge
By the
for
way,
your time and build.
Calls that, and it's a great marketable item, the white glove service.
Yep. And just as a side note, for Unitrend's MSP, no upfront hardware costs on some of their longer contracts. So really cool opportunity. I know we're running out of time. Dan, I'm getting a note from our producer that we've got some Powered Services breaking news.
Oh my God, I get tired of this.
That is so cool.
You're holding my hand over my head. No, look, guys, we've been getting a lot of feedback over the last couple of weeks through these calls, in these Facebook Lives. Powered Services, my team, everybody, we're working overdrive right now to help and coach and work with MSPs and get material that matters right now. You're going to see starting Monday, we're dropping 13 policies and procedures in there for you and to be able to put out to your customers. One of them you'll see coming out is a pandemic policy. Right now is a time where things are happening and different decisions are are having to be made. So we're going to be putting out different procedures and policies, from passwords to authorized users to compliance, disaster recovery, all different kinds of policies. All can be brandable by you. They're templates that we wanted to get out there. Been a big ask. They're coming. You've asked. We're answering. Monday, you'll see another announcement from us where we'll kind of walk through and teach you a tutorial on how to do them. They'll be in there for you to use. And we are working very, very, very heavy right now on probably 14, 15 things right now that you could be using during this time to really help you in your business. And I mean, Adam, I just want to ask you, you're an MSP. Powered services is something we really came out with. It's been kind of a new project here over the last year. I know you use it, but let everybody know as an MSP what powered services is doing for you and your business.
It says it itself, powered services. No sales, no service. That's what it comes down to. And I always look at it this way now. I mean, I know it sounds pitchy, but it's really not. Powered services is what powers your operation. Okay. Right now they have everything online to help the other side. You know, they've had the technical products for years. Okay. Technical products are great, but if you're not selling them and you're not marketing them, and most MSPs, you know, we're geeks. Okay. We're not really kind of people person. These actually take the products, put it in a package, and help you actually put it in front. It doesn't even have to sell. The products sell themselves once you give them the appropriate contents, from the videos that are on there, from the training that's on it, how to use the product, even to put your face on there and send your message. You know, it's all powered by powered services. I look at it as a powered services is really promoting the single pane of glass Kaseya band.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Adam.
And worth noting, powered services, again, no matter what business unit you're engaged with, whether it's ID Agent, Rapid Fire Tools, IT Glue, Unitrend, powered services available for all of those. It's worth noting the document Dan went over with you guys today with that phishing, some of those phishing examples. If you email poweredservices@kaseya.com, whether you are a Kaseya partner or not, we are actually making that available to anyone. You know, obviously, you know, in this time, we're trying our best to get out to anybody in the community, Kaseya partner or not. So poweredservices@kaseya.com. We can make that document available for you. Alex, any kind of final thoughts? I guess if an MSP was interested in any of the backup products under Unitrends, you know, what's the easiest way to get in touch?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you can get in touch. Obviously, you can go straight to unitrendsmsp.com, msp.unitrends, or send me an email. I can get you routed to the right person. It's alex.courson, that's COURSON, @kaseya.com. But also, I'm just putting this out there. I've got a couple of MSPs that have sent me their customer-facing emails, just kind of putting their customers' fears, you know, or assuaging them a little bit, and telling people what they're doing for their backup and disaster recovery in this environment. I'd be more than happy to take a look at those emails and those communications, and, you know, send some edits and help you put your best foot forward on that as well. So again, just send me an email. And then we do have another landing page that will get you 50% off for your direct to cloud through the end of the month, because that's just what we need to be doing right now. So that's a 5 and a 0, not an okay.
Yeah. The last
we'll drop that.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll leave everybody with, we've talked about powered services. Goal Assist is an extension of the powered services program, which allows us as subject matter experts to get on webinars with you and your customers. There is no better time for you to be talking to your customers about BCDR. It could be security stuff with ID Agent, documentation with IT Glue, whatever it is. Use us. This is an incredible opportunity to have. I mean, it might be Alex on one, it could be Matt, me, myself on another, and it could be Dan. You just don't know. It could be a couple of us. Take advantage of it. It's one of the most unique offers or services that Kaseya has. So please take advantage of that if you are a Kaseya partner under one of the business units. And with that,
I will only show up if I can borrow that mask.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody's time. And thanks again for joining, Adam. We appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be doing another LinkedIn Live on Tuesday. Actually, Dan, we're going to be showing the powered services documents on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, we're going to show some new powered service documents, some new education documents you'll be able to use. and really try to help you out during this time. So
Yep.
check in with us because it's going to be a really good session on some new content that you'll be able to dive in and get your hands on.
Awesome. All right. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you.